All right, prize cards. 2 dark energy could hurt for Pedro. Nothing too ridiculous on Frank's side. There's a B barrel and a Marnie in there, but I mean, you're gonna want those, but them being prized, not that big of a deal. Yeah, so nothing ridiculous on the prize cards. Two basic darks could hurt Frank a little bit, but we'll see. You appreciate the 40 months there, Blizzard. All right, let's see who's going first. I'm very curious actually to find that out. Ooh, Urshfi start from Pedro. Not great, I would assume. But it looks like had the option to open the Moltres, unless they got the Moltres off the mulligan actually. But maybe it's fine with using Urshfi in this matchup. Urshfi does not get 1-hit KO'd in this matchup. It looks like Pedro does have the option with the stadium in hand, has the option for the turn 1 keep calling with the Sobble. Ultra Ball from Frank. Looks like he gave up an EXP share and an energy. That means they probably have an energy in hand. They're going to be set up for that turn 2 attack with the Whims. Let's see. You should definitely have an energy here. You appreciate that gifted sub there, Villa, over to Pretty Sweet Dude. Pretty Sweet Dude, welcome to the Rat Pack. Fresh out of Cheetos, but have plenty of... Sheesh. All right, so a top deck Avery there from Pedro, but still probably gonna go with the Sonya to get the Sobble, and maybe get the. What else? Yeah, the question is, what else is Pedro gonna get here? Probably gonna check the prize cards, of course. Let's see. Yeah, probably gonna go for a keep calling here, or I would imagine so, and then maybe get the. Going with the Snorlax actually. So might even go into Snorlax to draw cards immediately. Possible. I could attach the fighting to the Ursh. Could even put down the Moltres. Is there 2 basic dark in the hand? You could even maybe put down the Moltres immediately. Looks like one of the green dudes is not prized. They got all the green dudes. I would just check the prize cards, but I can't remember. I'm too tired. Yeah, so might go into the Snorlax immediately. I'm curious to see what... I mean, grabbing the Snorlax makes me think they will be, but maybe just taking it as kind of a backup plan here. Pedro is. Pedro's... Yeah, the deck is like all about trying to get as many cards as possible for as many options each turn as possible. But that's why that not only is this kind of a tough matchup because Whimsicott really severely limits your Gmax rapid flows, of course, from your Urshfi, but also Whimsicott is one of the few decks like in the tournament that's playing 4 Marnie still. And that's what this deck from Pedro does not like to see. 4 Marnie. And very few decks are playing 4 Marnie right now. All right. Yeah, could put the Moltres down with 1 energy. And actually, even well, you probably want to put the fighting on the Urshfi, I would assume, but you could put it on the Moltres. I'm curious if the Moltres makes its way down. That'd be +2 cards. It looks like it is going to make its way down. Maybe not. Just 2 from the Snorlax? Not a whole ton of cards to draw into. Pedro's definitely debating it here. Do you put down the Moltres or not? Nope, just Snorlax for 2. Not a ton of value there. I wonder if... Those weren't great cards either. I wonder if it would have been better... Uh-oh. It's a bad hand from Frank. Maybe deciding between Research and Marnie. You want to disrupt the hand, or do you want to draw the extra cards? No, it's the Peony. Oh, why is that even a choice? What the heck? Peony is so good here. Double Evo Incense, and you're just cooking here for Frank. Like, this is actually an insane... Yeah, it's actually insane here. Double Evo Incense. You get the Beebs. You get the Whims. You're swinging... and actually, I think in this matchup for Frank, you should try and avoid putting 2 B-Barrel in play. I think that like gives Pedro like extra out. Like usually, I think you want to rock 1 B-Barrel. Don't put a second B-Doof in play, especially when it starts like this clean. Especially when it starts this clean for Frank here. Like, I don't think you want to. I think you just want to like, don't put 2 1-prize Pokemon in play basically. For Pedro potentially take advantage of and like draw 2 1-prize knockouts there. So I think you probably just want to go like triple Whimsicott plus 1 B barrel. Maybe it depends a little bit on your opening. Like maybe this opening is clean enough where you could bench a second one, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see. Definitely want to see a stadium here as well. Getting rid of that Tower of Waters would be really, really nice here for Frank. E-barrel for 5. Not see that. Found another Whims. And an EXP share. There's the hit. Didn't have to see that benched here, though, immediately from Frank. Frank should know that Pedro doesn't play Marnie at this point in the tournament, for sure. And could have just gone with not benching that, because now that could get bossed and trapped, theoretically. Or even if it gets bossed, and if Frank has to harder treat it, you lose your energy attachment for turn. So I don't know. I don't think it needed to be benched there. I guess you want to evolve him aggressively. It might not be too big of a deal. It's just kind of like a thought, but it's probably fine to bench it, to be honest, overall. All right, let's see what Pedro can do from here. The hand is pretty weak. Need some sobbles. Can get a hit with an Urshfi this turn. Just kind of punch this Whimsicott. But that does not feel that good. Frank locked in for the dub? I don't think so. I think this matchup might... I mean, with a start like this, maybe it's not going to... I mean, Pedro's got time. But with an Urshfi on the bench, I guess, as well, it's not very good to have an Urshfi on the bench. Let's see if Pedro goes for the hit here. Just goes for a Gale Thrust. I mean, if Pedro feeds Frank 3 prize cards, then the Maltresses are all of a sudden one-hit KOing. So what we're going to see here from Pedro probably is evolve to Ursh, retreat, Drizzile, or another Sobble. Yeah, and Pedro could 2-hit KO. Oh, actually has a quick ball here. Pedro could 2-hit KO this Whimsicott, and then the Maltresses from there do 1-hit KO. But when the Marnie start to get involved, it'll get weird, and we'll see what actually happens from there. Yeah, when the Marnie start to get involved, that's where it's gonna get weird for Pedro for sure. All retreat. Now here comes the Drizzile. I would imagine probably just get another Sobble, but might want to get something else. Metacham? Yeah, there's Metacham, but they just discarded it. Could get it back later on, but... It's a grab level wall, I assume, for another Sobble. Could get the energy thing, the Eldegoss basic, actually, instead. I wouldn't hate to see that start to get developed, because that actually will help you play around Marnie really well to get your Moltres set up, to be honest. So probably want to start to get that set up at some point. Probably don't need it this turn, but you want to do it soon. No, Frank beat Tord. All right, looking pretty good here for Pedro. Has options on the next turn. And there's a punch for, I believe, 120. Is it resist fighting? Maybe it doesn't, actually. It might be 150. All right, 150. Got that first of potentially many Marnies here, though, coming out from Frank on this next turn. Yeah, the quick shooting is important as well. That's true, Mello. That's true. Yeah, the quick shooting is important. That'll set up the Moltres when it KOs if Pedro can't find the choice belt. Actually, no, you can't attach the choice belt because of Whimsicott's attacks. Never mind that. Quick ball. Could see the other B-barrel come to play. Like I said, you could avoid it, but I think for this current setup, actually, the double B-doof is probably fine, to be honest. The more I think about it, like, double B-barrel is probably fine. We saw Finn kind of get punished for doing it, I think. I forget who we watched earlier who got kind of punished for putting too much B-doof stuff in play, but in this play, it seems fine. Pedro doesn't play the belt. Oh, okay. Pedro doesn't even have the belt. So, yeah, it has to be quick shooting rush then. Oh. Is Frank just getting aggressive here? Frank is going to KO this Urshfi. Actually, I like this. This sets up the prize trade really good for Frank. Draws 3. And then if Pedro gets a knockout next turn, then you go KO. You can go KO, 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 and just win the game. You do need to kind of find that other EXP share, though, to actually pull that off, I feel like. So this could make things interesting. It could also get bad here for Frank though. It didn't get a stadium as well, so this Tower of Waters just sticks. I like this aggressive. I think I like this aggressive route from Frank here though. I think I like this. Only one use over, but yeah. I was gonna say it could get bossed, but it actually can't get bossed unless Frank has a triple basic energy. This is really aggressive though from Frank. So Pedro needs to hit with a Moltres this turn, I think, or he's gonna definitely just fall too far behind. Like Pedro needs to hit with a Moltres this turn for the KO. The other play Pedro could make here, to be honest, would be to send like a quick shooting in the active and be like, all right, you don't have boss, and then if they don't have boss, you can hide for a turn. Also hide behind Shady Dealings and Inteleon as well. So we could see Frank try and hide behind an Inteleon for a turn, to be honest. We'll see. I'm sure Frank would like to go Moltres KO. Doesn't have the quick shooting set up yet. Ball scoop up net. Yeah, so he's gonna go for the KO here. Pedro's going in for the KO. Pedro play Hoopa? I'm not sure. I assume so, but maybe not. It might just be Moltreses. Pedro needs to play tools now. There's no tools to play at this point. Oh, actually, oh no, Pedro doesn't play any tool cards. But, I mean, there'd be like a choice spell you could put in play that doesn't matter anymore because you KO this one and then you're one at KOing. So the tools aren't that big of a deal. No, they can play tools because he used the V-Star attack. But the tools don't really matter too much. It's just one. Oh, I thought it was two Moltres. It's just 1/1. Sheesh. Imagine if you prize that Moltres in this matchup. You're just toast. I see Peonia, of course, but I take a turn to Peonia instead of like Cynthia's Ambition or something. Yeah, I mean, has his first KO. I mean, Frank could also just whiff, right? Frank could whiff DTE here on this following turn. I mean, has double B-Doof to work with. Pretty good odds of getting it, but even if Frank hits it, then Frank needs to find that next EXP share. This was like a super aggressive play from Frank. I think I like it, but could have played it slower as well and probably would have still been fine. So it's interesting. Interesting to see how it's going to play out, for sure. Where does Pedro go from here? Another dealings. Got to set up for start to set up for the Clara play. Got to be a Clara recovery. But you also like need quick shooting as well. Otherwise, you're not gonna get the one-hit KO. That's only if Frank actually gets the knockout here on this next turn. Frank could definitely whiff the knockout here on this next turn. Definitely possible. I think unlikely overall. All the last three GTs left are in the deck. Also needs to find EXP share. Well, I guess Pedro can't get the... No, Pedro could get the return knockout on the next turn, actually. Doesn't need the quick shooting anymore to have the game's playing out now. Yeah. Also, this stadium has been, like, super helpful for Pedro. Like, if this stadium... I guess it hasn't mattered that much. But nice, though. The 2 energy off the prize cards are going to be nice here as well for Pedro. Actually, probably the nicest prize cards to get are probably those 2 energy right there. Maybe wanted to just get 1 and save 1 for later, actually, to be honest. But Pedro's hand is set up nicely. I think we will see the Marnie here from Frank for sure. And has the stadium finally to get rid of this pesky Tower of Waters that's stuck around for literally ever. Has an Ultra Ball as well. Can find that final V-Star. Needs EXP share as well, though. You want to really find that EXP. You want EXP share and TTE, but there's only 1 EXP share left. This is close. Pedro could definitely just have the KO next turn, and then Frank might... If Frank doesn't have the EXP share, Frank does not have the follow-up. Goes for the Crobat, so just try and draw as much as possible this turn. Definitely seems reasonable. I mean, Frank needs a lot. Don't forget your Crobat. Franklin. Recovering the energy here is actually... I don't even know if I like that. Recovering 2, because you don't need it. You don't need basic energy anymore. You need EXP share, and you need a DTE. So that just clogs up your deck. You could have got back like 1 basic, I think. Good Raihan. I don't think Frank plays Raihan. I think it's just the 2 EXP share. I think it's no Raihan. I'm not 100% on that. I actually don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure there's no. Okay, already got the DTE, but like I said, needs the EXP share as well. DTE has a quick ball, can thin out the hand again. Oh, okay. There's the Marnie. Okay, can we find the EXP share? Is he added EXP share? Oh, is it just one? I think it's two. Oh yeah, he did discard the first one on the first turn. Oh, sheesh. It's coming down to this play here then, I think. Triple crushing hammer in a row here for Frank. And no EXP share. That's right, I think he is out of EXP share. I forgot about that. Maybe the play was too aggressive from Frank then. Maybe the play was a little bit too aggressive from Frank then. Is there a certain card that Frank's even looking for here? Like, there's nothing that you could really find here that would make that big of a difference, right? I don't think so. Pedro has Scoop Up Net, and yeah, Pedro has it in hand. Now, Frank can hide behind B-Barrel for a turn. But needs a Marnie probably to re-disrupt Pedro's hand. But yeah, Pedro definitely has it here. Yeah, maybe Frank was a little bit too aggressive with that play then. It put him like one energy off tempo. Yeah, Pedro's got it here for sure. Pedro definitely has the play. Why'd they use the hammers? Could have saved the hammers, I guess, to like what's it called? Could have saved the hammers. But I don't know. Would have taken the KO now with the two heads. Pedro could have reset it though. Pedro could have reset it. Frank could have done a sneaky play though, where Frank like leaves the B barrel in the active and then passes. Actually, Frank had a sneaky play there, where Frank could have left the B barrel in the active after two crushing hammer heads and passed. Yeah, I think that was the play there for sure from Frank, was just two crushing hammer heads and then pass. That would have definitely been the play for sure. I think it's still possible Pedro could have got the knockout potentially, but it's still possible. That Pedro still could have got the knockout, but this one is definitely looking like it's going for Pedro. Yeah, not attacking and passing is definitely better, I think, for sure. Horn coming out from Pedro. I think just playing a card to play a card. If you get Marnie, it's not back in the deck. Tons of options here still for Pedro, though. Does Pedro have access to wait, Pedro's eyeing a boss. I don't think Pedro has access to another basic energy, actually. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Yeah, Pedro does not have access to another basic energy. So now it comes down to, does Frank have boss? But if Frank doesn't have boss, Frank could just go attach to a different Whimsicott and pass. Or even attach or two to a B barrel and pass is probably good enough, to be honest. But then you risk, no, because Pedro just has to Clara to recover the energy. Pedro can win this, or Frank can win this turn, but doesn't have to. Yeah, Marnie too strong here. Actually active. If they get the boss, they win the game. Tool scrapper their own EXP share. Draw 3. Play W Fogs. Fail both. Boss still in the deck, but Frank does not need boss this turn. Frank does not need to win this turn. Frank is definitely fine with whiffing the KO this turn. Frank is still going to be in a pretty good spot, even if they whiff here, probably. Yeah, Frank will still probably be in a pretty good spot, even if they whiff here. And this is why Pedro needs to try and set up that Eldegoss for situations like this. Excuse me. There's the boss. on the Drizzile. Game 1 goes to Frank. I thought Pedro would have it there for sure, but I guess no more energy search. And I don't think Pedro plays the training court. So out of ways to find energy through the trainer cards in the deck from Pedro. Otherwise, Pedro, I think, would have walked away with that one for sure. I think Pedro would have had that one for sure. That was close. But yeah, out of ways to find the energy. Pedro needed a dark energy and then also the shady dealings to find the Clara. Super close one there. It did end in a tie, yeah, Peter. Do they always stream double top 4? No, not all the time. Not all the time. I think a decent amount of the time though they do. But yeah, definitely not all the time. To play the melodic? The melodic? You mean the Eldegoss? What melodic? Oh, that stops your hand from being disrupted? I don't know. That's like another thing that's really hard. That's like another thing you have to like set up. It's like not that easy to set that up while still being able to play the game. All right, I'm curious to see if Pedro... I assume Pedro will choose to go first here just because Frank really wants to go first, even though Pedro might still end up going keep calling on their turn anyways. If you draw well enough, maybe you're getting off like a Urshfi punch or something instead. We'll see. Mulligan to start off with, but I am curious to see if Pedro chooses to go first or second. If Whimsicott actually gets popular, will Station return? No, Whimsicott will never get that popular. I just want to know what Pedro picked, to be honest. That's what I'm most curious about, is whether or not Pedro picked first or second. You could also bet that the Whimsicott player whiffs the turn 1 attachment and then you get super far ahead. All right, here we go. Another mulligan, or do we finally got some poke? Uh-oh. Pedro does not like the hand. I think it's an Urshifu start again from Pedro. Let's peep the people the prize cards here. Oh, Snorlax prized. And Hoopa prized. I don't know if that matters too much. Peony and Avery prized from Frank, as well as a DTE, but it's in the early ones. Let's see what we got. I assume it means there's an Urshifu prize if Pedro was not happy with it. So much being prize is also a pretty big deal, I feel like. Is the Urshifu. And did choose to go second. Pedro did choose to go second here. With the hand. Pedro has literally the exact same hand. Pedro literally has Sonya Stadium. Literally the exact same hand for Pedro, but there's no Snorlax this time around for Pedro. I don't know if they have an energy hand to do it, keep calling instead. They maybe do. Yeah, Pedro literally has like the exact same hand here. Let's see if Frank has the turn 1 energy or not. Definitely a big deal if they don't. All right, Frank, I think you got it. You've got it, Frank. You've shuffled enough, Frank. Bro, you're good. Bro, is this all like stuck on a loop? Dude, what the fuck? Dude, he's still going. It literally looked like it was stuck on a loop there for a second. No energy there. All right. Oof, Urshfi top deck, obviously not going to do a whole ton. And no energy in the hand. I think Pedro's going to be pretty sad when they figure out that Snorlax is prized here. Yeah, I think Pedro's going to be pretty sad when they figure out Snorlax prized here. We'll see. The hand looked pretty primed for Snorlax, to be honest. His hand looked pretty primed for Snorlax. Not anymore though. Now I don't even know what you do as Pedro. I mean, you just gotta get like double Sobble or something and be like pass. At least it doesn't feel as bad to have your Urshfi in the active when they whiff the energy. So it's not too bad, to be honest. It's not too bad. Could even prioritize that. The Eldegoss is in there. Definitely something that hurts. Ooh, going for the energy actually instead. Is there a quick? Oh, there's a quick ball in the hand here for Pedro. Okay. Oh wait, so it actually still could pull off the keep calling here. Yeah, could still pull off the keep calling here for Pedro actually, because you have the. Oh, and probably will go with the keep calling here then. I forgot that. Yeah, so you can Sonya for the energy and has a quick ball. Okay, okay. Keep balling on him. Goes with the fighting energy. Not gonna have that Gale Thrust option next turn. Interesting choice from Pedro to kind of like take that away. Is there a reason to do it like this? Like, why do you not want... Yeah, why do you not want the Gale Thrust option here from Pedro? Why are you giving up on that? That's the question. All right, the Sobble squad's coming out. And could go with Rimraid, but Rimraid is kind of trash in this matchup, to be honest. So yeah, Pedro realizes that and it's like, well, actually this guy kind of sucks. Won't get locked until next turn. That's true. But how are you gonna find one of those Rapid Strike energies? That seems like it's gonna be hard to find, especially when you're not taking the Remoraid. Actually, I guess that would have been a reason to take the Remoraid there, so you can actually find the Rapid Strike energy, right? That would be actually a very interesting play from... Yeah, Frank could still get a KO this turn with a Fluffball Star to speed up the prize trade. Actually, you do lose the potential to get like a big 1-hit KO on the Urshfi though. But you could actually trap this basic fighting on the Sobble by not bumping the Stadium and then avoid KOing it. That could be interesting, I guess. The Beebs is out for Frank already. The Stadium bump as well. Yeah, basic Psychic would lead to a KO here, actually. Could get aggressive. Ooh, EX feature on the active Whimsicott is not what you want. Boss on the Ursh for 3. So not a great hand from Frank. He got the Evolution Instance and got the basic Psychic, but you're probably going to put the DT. Yeah, those... I mean, the boss isn't terrible. Of course, I mean, putting the EX feature on the active one does not feel great, though. Like, it's not just not where you want it. Definitely just not where you want it here for Frank. Not feeling good about that one. Going back in with the Fog Crystal, I guess gonna go get another Whimsicott. No, going to basic Psychic. Oh, can still snipe the Sobble though, actually. You can still get the fluff in the way by sniping a Sobble here, actually. So you can still get this prize card, actually. I like this still from Frank, I think. Just get that prize card as soon as possible. The EX feature on the active just feels so bad, though. I feel like this could really mess with Frank's just energy play throughout the game. Yeah, probably just gonna fluff. I wouldn't fluff the one that has the energy, though, I don't think. I think I want to KO a different Sobble. No, just a pass, actually. So prioritize the basic Psychic there, and then didn't Fluffball Star. So maybe there's an initial thought of Fluffball Star, and then decide to give up on that. Oh, there is a Rapid Strike energy in the hand here for Pedro, I guess. Maybe that's why Pedro... there was a Rapid Strike energy in the hand. I was like, how's he gonna find it? But there's one literally in the hand. Can get that down. A G-Max Rapid Flow could be really game-changing in this game for sure. That's going to be a pretty big deal to get that down, to be honest. But you also need to get your Urshifu out of the active so you can actually utilize it. Now I want to trigger Ambition. Yeah, I guess just don't take a knockout until you're more ready to take a knockout, I guess. Yeah, we could see Birdkeeper to the bench here, get the Rapid Strike energy in play, and then maybe put them together off those 3 cards. I'm not sure what else you'd actually want here off this shitty dealings. The Birdkeeper seems pretty good. Yeah, it might be prized, but I don't think it is. Could just go with an Avery, I guess. Goes with a level ball. Also strafe to the bench and chill, I guess. Okay, just doing a little bit of dealing chains. Thinking again about what they want, though. Still not sure about what they're trying to go after here. Feels like Birdkeeper is better than Avery here, so I think the Birdkeeper might be prized. Maybe going for the Peonia instead? Nope, ends up on the Avery. Yeah, I can strafe their way out of there, I guess. There we go. Avery for 3. No Pokemon to discard on Frank's side of the field. Evolution Incense. Urshifu. VMAX. They got the Rapid Strike energy that they can use to strafe here now to get this thing out of the active. Not too much else to work with, but just the 30 to preserve the Ursh seems worth it. We need another thought. Rereading the Whimsicott. Gotta make sure you know what it does. Goes to the Ursh. Okay, so just gonna hit for 30 here. Okay. Interesting choice from Pedro for sure. There's the fan already. I guess it's kind of to be expected, though. I guess you're not going to get really going to be able to get too much value out of that energy, are you? Definitely to be expected, I guess, there. I was thinking, okay, we could see some G-Max Rapid Flow, and then Frank's like, nah, I don't think so. Avery comes out from Frank. I think there's definitely better times. You can definitely get more value out of that in later situations, but has it now, may as well play it. I think only play, actually could play 2. I would guess only plays 1, but might actually play 2. So hitting this Urshifu pretty hard. Not 1-hit KO in it, though, but definitely 2-hit KO in it. Frank Def should have Marnied. I don't know. Pedro didn't do that much. I don't hate not Marnieing here, to be honest. Pedro didn't do that much on their turn. There's a swing. See what Pedro goes for here on this turn now. It would actually be best if Frank can take a knockout on something else here that is not the Urshifu, but then it's gonna be hard to get the Urshifu back in the active, to be honest. And there's always like the threat, not the threat, but the potential for Cheryl to just happen, I guess. I mean, I think Pedro's just gonna give up the Urshifu and then start going into Moltres, so I feel like that has to be the play here from Pedro. But that feels so bad. If you start putting up the quick shootings now, once they draw 3 prize cards, you're hitting for 170, 200. So you're actually getting... The quick shooting gets you there for effectively the 1-hit KO on this Whimsicott. And you could Cheryl this turn as well to start building up more quick shootings. Give your time to build more quick shootings. So just Cheryl for the turn. Build up the quick shootings on the active. And then maybe the bench Whimsicott. And then that's where you have to start chaining the Moltres after that. So I think Pedro also wants to try and set up that you know what Frank could do is actually KO the quick shooting Teleon. Force Pedro to have to Clara it if they want to recover it. Frank could V-star the quick shooting Teleon this next turn. I wouldn't hate to see that. But yeah, setting up the other Gosson maybe becomes a priority here for Pedro as well. Peony is the play, it looks like. $30 damage from a Gale Thrust. But the Urshfi was in the active, so it didn't do the full 150. Okay. I don't know. I know there's Snorlax. Oh, Pedro's looking for Shady Dealings in Teleon. Gonna give up the Cheryl. Yeah, Pedro's definitely looking for Shady Dealings in Teleon. Maybe even the Raihan. That is gonna make things rough to set up the next, to start set up the Moltres plays. Pal pad back. If Pedro doesn't have a net here, there's no Shady Dealings access. Oh, this is so bad for Pedro. Pedro's hand is literally just dead. Pedro's hand is literally just dead. Can get into the Snorlax next turn, but then you're going down another prize card. Okay, just putting a bunch of stuff in play. Pass. This is bad. Hopefully we don't see Frank Marnie here. Energy. Let's see that Crushy come down. Get rid of the energy off the Hoopa. Maybe it would have been better to get the energy off the Drizzile though and remove the pivot though. I think actually I like removing the energy off the Drizzile a little bit more than the Hoopa. I don't think we care if a Hoopa comes up and hits our Whimsicott for 90 damage. There's the knockout. First 3 prize cards going to Frank. Judge getting in there, removing the damage from the Whimsicott. That's huge. Could have been a sneaky 40 there, but instead just going to remain at that 50. Pedro has to go into Snorlax, but you just lose the prize trade from here if you go into Snorlax as Pedro. But do you have a choice? The draw is a scoop up net. That is not enough. Shooting. I think we have to see the net reset here to have access to a Shady Dealings from the Drizzile, but as long as Frank draws energy on tempo from here on out, I think Frank has got this one basically locked up, unless there's some weird Yoga Loop play that can come up later on. Doesn't even actually reset the quick shooting there to get a Shady Dealings access next turn. I don't know about that. Already has the DTE. EXP share on the next Whimsicott. There's a Marnie as well, putting Pedro all the way back down to 4. Oh my gosh. I think Pedro definitely should have reset that. The quick shooting, I'm pretty sure Pedro had a net there. I think it's definitely a mistake from Pedro there. You got to reset that. You need that access, especially if you get Marnied here. I don't think Gustavo's list with the Moltres V is going to make it a lot harder for Frank for sure. Quick ball, check the deck. Has another quick ball in hand. There's the Bidoof grab. Could quick ball the Bidoof instead of the other card they were in a quick ball. Then out the deck, shuffle it up. Here comes the B-Barrel draw. Have they used B-Barrel? I actually don't know, to be honest. It looks like they're saying no. I don't think so. Crushies. Should have probably just played the Crushies on that Drizzile, to be honest. Removing the pivot could be a big deal. I don't know why we're holding Crushy Hammer here as Frank. I would have played the Crushy to try and draw more cards. If you just set up two Whimsicott in a row here from here on out, you just win the game. Hand is not looking good from Pedro. Yeah, that pivot could be big. Never know. TTE, not TTE. RS, what is it called? Rapid Strike Energy? RSE? RSC. Off the top from Pedro is not going to be enough. Hey, got the Gotcha floor. Can retreat to quick shooting Inteleon though and have that tank for a turn. That's the only play I see here from Pedro. Shooting coming in again. Puts it on the doofer. He's potentially setting up to have, but this is where you could V-Star power from Frank. Oh no, they're setting up to the Gossa floor. I mean, he's knocked that thing out now. I guess can call for family. I think Frank basically realized. Yeah, I think it's over at this point, right? I think it's basically over at this point. Frank just goes attack and then has the V-Star powers. Go with from here. Fog Crystal can attach the Psychic to the active. And then V-Star power with the Metacham. And that's it. I think Pedro's maybe just giving it to him there.